Our Boomtown series is committed to tracking growth in our region, and sometimes that means talking about the unintended consequences of rapid growth.
Yeah, take a look at these two graphs over here. This one shows Spokane County population growth. This one shows the homeless population growth. At first glance, when you look at both of these graphs, you see that both populations grew. But here's what's interesting. If we merge these two graphs together, you can take a look at percent change, and you'll see that homelessness is outpacing our population growth. Today, the majority of the homeless population is staying at the encampment near I-90. It's one of many camps on WSDOT-owned lands in the state. Once it's cleared out, WSDOT will be responsible for cleaning up the site. I followed the money to look into how much the agency has spent on cleaning up camps across the state. This time of year, there's never a quiet moment at Liberty Tire and Auto Service.
This early snow really caught everybody off guard.
It's not just the weather that caught the business off guard, but an ongoing nuisance in their own backyard.
We had people, living in our building. They broke into our building, tore a door off. They burned a car down that was in our parking lot.
That's not even the full list of criminal activity since the homeless camp off of I-90 moved in.
Well, that's where they cut it.
It's hurt the bottom line of the small business. Liberty estimates he's lost at least $16,000 and is losing customers too.
There's people that don't want to come down into this neighborhood. They don't want to leave their cars, which you can't blame them.
Over the last year, there's been a lot of finger pointing of whose responsibility it is to remove the camp. WSDOT knows long-term, encampments like the one in Spokane are not safe.
Just not a good location for those that are unsheltered to be within our operating right of way.
Pasco Bakotich is WSDOT's Director of Maintenance and Operations. He's been with the agency for 36 years. For the last 7 years, he's overseen the state's maintenance operations.
But in that 7 years, we are seeing more and more individuals finding themselves unsheltered.
And a popular place, while unsafe, is on WSDOT's land, what they call the right-of-ways. This means WSDOT is constantly having to remove camps and make them less desirable for people to reoccupy.
To restore them to their original intent, which is the roadside of a traveling highway.
You can imagine cleaning up a camp is as expensive as it is hazardous. I took a look at how much WSDOT spent in the last 8 years cleaning up camps. In 2014, the agency only spent under $500,000, and in 2022, they've spent more than $2.5 million, and that number will likely grow even higher before the end of the year.
Our Department of Transportation has worked as hard as they can, but they didn't have the person power to do it. The legislature now put in $300 million to allow them to do it, and that's why this is being successful.
Earlier this year, the legislature and Governor Jay Inslee launched the Right-of-Way Safety Initiative to remove people at camps like the one near I-90 into housing. So far, $143 million has been allocated statewide in 5 counties, including Spokane, receiving just over $25 million. The initiative is funded by the Department of Commerce with hopes to alleviate some of the burden off of WSDOT. I asked WSDOT if money is being taken away from projects like the North Spokane Corridor to deal with homeless-related issues. They tell me no projects are being impacted at this time. But what is being impacted are the residents and small businesses near the encampment.
Just cleaning up this shelter is going to do nothing. They're just going to move somewhere else. I don't want this shelter to be just cleaned up, because all they're going to do is just move to another area.
Liberty is skeptical the initiative will actually get to the root of the crisis.
Nobody in the state of Washington that's in leadership must care. Is that I can't understand as a business and as much taxes as we pay as a small business that this kind of stuff's even allowed. I can understand homelessness, but this is beyond homelessness.
I also asked WSDOT East how much money they spend on homeless-related issues in our region specifically per year. On average, they spend roughly $120,000 per year, but even that figure will change significantly because WSDOT is spending $30,000 per week on security alone at the encampment off of I-90.